Feelings and moral decision making. Emotion as moral compass of reason and moral experience. Emotions are known to be partial because they only focus on one narrow things and express personal interests. Emotions are said to be a moral compasses of reason because too much of reason can be very dangerous. There is a good observation that those who are considered intellectually giants are often emotionally dwarfs. Thus, being too intellectual without emotions may lead to failures. Therefore, through emotions such as sympathy, compassion, and care, one can reveal his moral principle of love to others. Evaluating ethical subjectivism. What is ethical subjectivism? It is an ethical framework based solely on one's feelings. So, morality is not based on objectivism. It is based on one's personal belief. Therefore, there are no facts, only different feelings. In debates wherein things are argued upon and expressing feelings are just small parts, arguments are studied if they are valid and sound or not just mere expression of feelings. Therefore, reasoning against other ideas takes a greater part and leads to the assessment of moral attitudes. And moral attitudes are assessed if they are consistent and coherent.
Evaluating emotivism. Emotivism, or the Buhuri theory, is a primary developed by Charles L. Stevens. It is an improved ethical subjectivism. This holds that moral judgment express feelings, not reason, not moral truths, and not moral knowledge. Actions do not make any assertion about their rightness or wrongness, and actions simply evoke feelings, not value judgment. Moral judgment are just expression of positive or negative feelings. Thus, murder is wrong merely means boo on murder. They cannot be right or wrong, true or false, good and bad because they are just a statement of command and exclamation. Emotivism has two different purposes. One is to influence behavior. Two, express the speaker's attitude. For example, if one says, divorce is immoral, it means do not divorce, which is an attempt to influence the listener. Evaluating intuitionism. Intuitionism is another ethical theory that judges the rightness or wrongness of an act by some kind of intuition. This feeling of attraction or repulsion is similar to the attraction or repulsion by beauty or ugliness. For the intuitionist, good is indefinable. Moral truths that do not depend on human thinking because basic moral principles are self-evident. For example, one do not kill somebody simply because it is instinctive or reflexive not to kill, and not because that is what was taught by culture or religion. One's moral sense can be developed by experience. Experience can make one reflexively realize the goodness or badness of an action, in the same manner that one reflexively withdraws hands from a very hot object.
Evaluating situationism.
Situationism is an ethical framework developed by Joseph Fletcher in 1960. This holds that the foundation of moral truth is agape, which is the only thing of intrinsic value. The rule of agape is the only love that applies in decision making. This love is not merely an emotion but involves doing what is best for the other person unconditionally. For example, killing a mass murderer before they are going to kill hundreds of people, such as if they had them held hostage. Typically, it will not be okay morally to kill anyone, but in the situation, it will save many more lives, so it becomes okay. Feelings, instinctive, and trained response to moral dilemma. Feelings and emotion can be powerful once they are developed as instinctive and trained responses to moral dilemma. Emotional resilience is accepting the fact that moral dilemmas is a difficult situation, but one has to make a choice that could be between two evils or two goods. When we say instinctive, it becomes our automatic response when we make a decision. So if you remember what the moral dilemmas are, it is you have to choose between two important things, or there is a choice that is really difficult to decide.
Emotionally resilient for his or her is achieved when Number 1. Attain self-awareness or gain deeper understanding of emotions. For example, pay attention what bothers you about other people. Number 2. Gain persistence of emotions. For example, reward yourself. Celebrate small wins at the start of big project. Break it up into smaller chunks, each with their own goal and reward. Number 3. Train emotional control. For example, identify what you're feeling. Taking a moment to check it in yourself about your mood can help you begin gaining back control. And number 4, have flexible emotions. For example, keep good company. Surround yourself with the other resilient people, whether it's for fun or when you need support. Other resilient people will be empathetic but will also give you space to work through emotions. Emotions and culture affect moral behavior. Child's moral behavior, such as how he feels, learns, thinks, and behaves, are developed by his culture and emotions through rules, modeling, education, people, rewards, and punishment. Both emotions and culture serve as initial moral guide to behaviors. Emotions and culture also have a motivating role of supporting moral behaviors and opposing moral behaviors. For example, behavior is different from emotion but is very strongly influenced by them. One way that behavior is affected by emotions is through motivation, which drives a person's behavior.
So emotions and culture affect moral behavior. Why feeling can be both obstacles and help in making the right decision. Positive emotion. So some of the positive emotion are, the first one is hopeful. So hopeful, don't ever make decision based on fear. Make decision based on hope and possibility. Make decisions based on what should happen, not what should. So the second one is confident. So confident, decision making is the ability to make decision in a way that reduce stress and anxiety while remaining accountable for your actions and staying true to yourself. So the last one is peaceful. So you know you made the right decision when there is peaceful in your heart. So there are only a few people in this world who will stay completely true to you, and you should be the one of them. So feeling as help in making right decision. So the first one is anger is not the best way to approach a big choice, but neither is happiness. So let's say you're making a hard choice, one that could impact your life significantly. Every time you think you'd settle on something, the other option tugs you back to its side. You end up with your standard it's a draw. So the second one is, should you make ever more detail, less of pros and cons, and seek advice from even more trusted sources, or should you go with your gut? So many people would suggest the latter. Listen to your gut or your heart or some other part of your body that could possibly know what those stock option will be worth in 5 years. For the advice giver, just do what feels right. It's safe guidance to offer. Since if you nudge the decision maker towards a huge mistake, at least they feel good making it.